Hey, what's up, guys? I know it's been a minute.
It's been a long time, long time. We shouldn't have left you.
Anyway, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about budgeting. Not just your money, but your time as well. Now, this is probably one of the most difficult things for me to pin down for myself. Clearly, as evidenced by the fact that it took me 3 weeks to give you guys a new blog. Now, I'll try to keep this short because I know I have a tendency to ramble. Now, you may remember, if you actually watched them, that I mentioned in my first two vlogs that being healthy is a lifestyle change. You're creating a new lifestyle for yourself, right? And one of the most difficult aspects of doing that is finding the time and the money and energy and everything to change the way you live already in order to fit a new, healthier lifestyle. But once you get down some of the tips and tricks and figure out the little things you got to do, it's actually not as difficult as it seems. For starters, it's overwhelming for single people to shop because most of the groceries are packed for large families. This actually works to your benefit when you think about it. When you really start to break it down, I've learned as a single person who really only shops for food for myself that buying things in large quantities intended for families actually budgets out my meals better because now I can prepare what would be one meal for a family of, say, four as four meals for one person over the course of several days. And once you cook food, it tends to keep pretty well. You really only need to give yourself about a week's time in between each grocery store trip. So if you buy, say, a 3-pack of chicken breasts, right? And that's enough for 3 meals. But something simple that you might not think about, it's so obvious, is if you take those chicken breasts and you cut them in half, now you have 6 chicken breasts. And that makes 6 meals. So you now have, from that one 3-pack of chicken breasts that may cost you about $9 to $10, depending on where you shop. You can get them for cheaper. I'm not going to derail this conversation on that. But you get that 1 pack of 3 chicken breasts and cut them in half, and now you have meals with chicken for the next 6 days. Then, on the 7th day, you go grocery shopping again. You start your meal prep cycle all over again. Same thing with vegetables. You chop them up and you prepare them and you can break them down into individual meals for about 5 or 6 days. And you wind up going to the grocery store and spending maybe 40, $50 on enough food for one meal for, say, 5 people. And that now becomes 5 meals for one person that you could stretch out over 5 days. You, of course, also have the option of meal plan services. I found a restaurant near my job that serves relatively healthy meals, and I get their 5 meals for a week plan. So, they give me 5 meals for 5 days. What I'll do is I'll eat half for lunch and take the other half home for dinner. And now I've taken that 1 meal per day and turned it into 2 meals per day. And I'm only paying the same price as the 1 meal per day for 5 days plan. Now, obviously, doing something like this costs more if you're feeding more than just yourself. If you have, a significant other, if you have children, obviously you're going to be buying more food in larger quantities in order to make those 5 or 6 meals to stretch out over several days. Now, this can seem daunting because you go to the grocery store and you spend like 40 or $50 and you're like, oh man, it's $50, $60 I'm spending to get this food and everything. That's a lot. But you're really not thinking about it in terms of how much you spend on average when you eat out. Like, for instance, before I started doing this whole meal prep thing, if I was buying food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the grocery store, I was spending maybe $6 or $7 on breakfast, $10 to $15 on lunch, and another $10 to $15 on dinner. So you're looking at about $30, $40 per day just to feed myself. That's per day. I'm now spending that per week. I mean, I'm no economics professor, but I think the math speaks for itself on that one. So honestly, I think that covers, buying food. So now let's talk about how we budget our time. Time management can be difficult. I mean, it really often feels that in our busy working everyday lifestyle that we don't always have time for the things that we want to do for ourselves. This, of course, is nonsense. I mean, really, it's about trading leisure activity time for being more productive in the things that you say you want to accomplish. Now, we're all guilty of it. Me especially. I'll get home after a long day of work and all I want to do is sit down and watch TV or check out the latest goings on YouTube and everything. And I really just don't feel like doing anything because you spent all day working and you just want to go home and relax. Or maybe you have kids and you have to take care of them and you don't really have the time to blah, 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 blah. You have the time. You make the time. You find the time. That's how this works. That's how time management works. You have to learn how to get everything together. And I know I'm saying this from a position of privilege because outside of work, I really don't have any other responsibilities. I get out of work and I have all the free time in the world. You have to decide what's important to you. Maybe being fit and healthy isn't, and that's okay. If that's not your top priority, that's fine. But if it is, you can make it work. You do make it work. Like I said, I get home from work every day and I just want to sit down on a computer. It's not that difficult for me to just not do that. To go home, change into my workout gear, and step onto my elliptical. Do some push-ups. Do whatever I can. It wouldn't be that hard for me to leave work and go to the gym and then go home, take a shower, and go to bed. It seems kind of humdrum because you're giving up some of the things you like to do in favor of the things that you know you need to do to achieve your goals. It's a sacrifice. We all have to make that sacrifice if we decide that it's important to us. I mean, even having kids, and again, grain of salt, because I'm aware I'm saying this from the position of someone who doesn't have any children. I know that I don't have to take care of kids, so I don't understand what time management, when you have to factor that in, is like. But I've seen plenty of people who involve their children into their fitness lifestyle. I mean, believe me, it can be done. Get the kids involved in the workout routine. It's good for them. It helps them establish healthy lifestyle patterns early on. And it keeps them in shape and it keeps them fit and it's good for them. It burns out their energy so they're not driving you nuts all night. I mean, I've seen some people use kids as an excuse not to shop healthier. Oh, my kids won't eat vegetables and my kids won't eat the healthy food. They will. Get them involved in the cooking process. I'm no expert in psychology, but I've read plenty of things that say that food always tastes better when you make it yourself. And I found that to be true for me. So get the kids involved in the cooking process. I'm sure, not positive, but sure, that if they're taking steps toward preparing the meal themselves and they understand what's going on to it, that psychologically, maybe they'll think the broccoli tastes better. And maybe they'll like the carrots or the corn or whatever it is you're going to feed to them that's healthier. Getting them involved, and it also, again, teaches them healthy lifestyle habits early on that they'll grow up with and maintain throughout their life. The point being, whatever obstacles you face in creating this new healthy lifestyle, there is a way to overcome it if you want to. It's about finding the ways to make it happen. It's about maybe working out instead of watching TV or going on the computer. It's about getting the kids involved in your healthy lifestyle because so that way you can keep an eye on them while also doing the things that you need to do for yourself. It's about making the sacrifices you need to make in order to dedicate more time into this lifestyle if that's what you choose to make a priority. Maybe it's not for you, and again, that's fine. But the point is that it can be done. And this is from someone who thrives on procrastination and is probably one of the laziest people I know. I've done this. I've given up on it after time, but I've done it. I've managed to work fitness as part of my lifestyle. And if I can do it, you can do it. You can definitely do it. So for the sake of brevity, I'm going to wrap this up here because I've probably kind of already gone on too long. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of little things you can do to make the fitness lifestyle work for you, and to make it something that you can actually do and accomplish, because it's not that difficult if you dedicate yourself to it and eventually becomes a habit and you just do it naturally. And I'm trying really hard to do this for myself, and I want you guys out there who may be having difficulty with it like I did when I started out to be able to do it too. And maybe you have some tips and tricks you can suggest to me that I haven't thought of. You can go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. But like I just want to be better in terms of fitness and health and everything. I want to achieve the goals that I've set for myself, and I want to look the way that I want to look, and I'm trying to make the sacrifices necessary to do that. And I think that by helping other people understand how to do that for themselves, it'll motivate me more to do it, because now I'm kind of becoming this example for you to follow. And it puts the pressure on me to keep going so that you keep going. And then you can help me keep going by letting me know how I've helped you out. It's not a messiah complex kind of thing. I'm not asking you to look at me as some kind of religious figure or like lifestyle advice expert. Just trying to motivate myself to help motivate you, which will motivate me even more, if that makes any sense. Help me, help you, help me. But I'm gonna wrap this up here. Like I said, I hope you take some of this advice into consideration and apply it to your own fitness goals and lifestyle. And I hope it helps. And I'll see you next time, hopefully with some better video production quality. All right, have a good one. See Monty. Peace.